Hello and welcome to Community Crafting with your local library. Today's project is a candle arrangement, and this is a finished product of sorts. And let me move some of this out of the way so that you can get a better view of what you're going to be creating. But these will be attached to the plate or charger. This larger item is called a charger. But essentially, this is what you'll be creating. And we're gonna move this out of the way so we can get started. You'll notice that there are supplies on the table. And go through some of them. We've got a ruler, scissors if you need them, a serrated blade. You can use a knife. We've got our glue sticks. We're gonna move those out of the way till we need them. Get this out of the way. We've got a paintbrush if you choose to paint your candles. We've got our masking tape, paint, and these are already cut, but we're gonna go through the cutting process. And the pool noodles come in different colors. So depending on the event that you're making these for or creating them for, or the season, you can purchase them in the color you choose, or you can paint them. So today we are utilizing a white noodle. This goes out of the way. So here's our white noodle. We have a pencil to mark our cut, and our cuts are going to be 6 inches, 4 inches, and 3.5. So I've done this backwards because I'm right-handed, and so we're gonna make a mark, and then hopefully we can follow that mark all the way around. And you'll see we've got the 6-inch line, and one more should be all right. All right, so you'll see there's a faint line there. We're gonna try and follow as we cut. All right, so there's one. Now we're gonna measure the 4-inch. And if it's not level, that's okay, because they are candles, and candles tend to burn in random fashion, unevenness even. So we're just gonna mark the 4-inch. Let's come over here. And one more. All right. Let's go 3.5, or right around there. This is what I'm looking for. So 3.5. And okay. All right, now we'll get rid of the remainder of that noodle. And as you can see, one side may be slightly more level than the other. It's fine, because again, as candles go, they're not perfect when they burn, so it actually helps us. You can make these any height you want, but for today, in the kits that were provided to those of you who could get one, those are the measurements of your noodles, so that's what we went with here, but you can make them any height that you care to. Okay, so once we've cut our different heights, It's now we're going to trim to allow our safe burning candle to fit inside. So we need to cut this shape into the noodle. So to do that, we're going to trace the tea light candle. And basically you're just eyeballing to center it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to trace around the base of it. And I'm checking because sometimes the pencil is dark enough, sometimes it isn't. You can use a pen, you can use a marker, whatever you have available. You can't really see it, but there is an indent where that was. Now, to get the depth of cut, which is the thickness of this tea light, what we're going to do is we're going to mark our blade with the tape. So carefully, because it is a blade, we don't want you to cut yourself. You're going to take the tea light, you're going to hold the blade against it, and you're going to wrap the tape around the blade to the top of the candle. And some of you can just take a marker and mark the top or where you want the cut to stop, but you're just going to insert carefully until you get to the bottom mark of the tape, and you're just going to continue all the way around till you get to the beginning. You're going to follow your line that you traced. So we're going to do that. Now we're going to start with the imitation wax. This is where you need your hot glue gun, and ensure that you have extra glue sticks. It doesn't matter the size, which height you start with, but you're just going to go around the top. Being that it is hot glue, it may and most likely will melt part of the pool noodle. That's okay. It tends to lend to the effect of a candle, and having the glue drip down the side is actually what you want, because essentially that's what candles do, is they drip. And you just take your time and go around the entire top of it until you need a new glue stick, and then you gotta stop and put one in. But the edge certainly doesn't have to be perfect, and the more melted it appears, the better. So we're gonna do this for all three, and we're gonna go all the way around. And you can make some of your drips wider, some of them narrow, but you want the height or length of the drip to vary. Some are going to be shorter, some may be crooked. It's all in your personal preference. And you'll see on this one it may be challenging, but if you look here, you can see the noodle has melted, which is fine. It's all part of the allure of being a candle. So I'll try and rotate it a little bit for you so that you can see it better, and hopefully you get a idea of what we're going for. And I don't know if that's a better angle, but you can certainly add more. All right, let's get some more wax up top here. That one looks pretty good. Let's move on. All right, next candle. It's not a good time for my arm to start shaking, but that's what's happening. And I just got the tip of the glue gun in the glue, so we got a lot of strings, but hopefully you don't have a lot of strings in yours. Not yet. All right, so you're still just varying the wax, or glue if you will. The nice thing is that pool noodles come in a wide array of colors, so you may or may not have to paint it. You certainly can if you want, but we're gonna go ahead and leave this one unpainted, I do think, but we'll figure it out in the end. All right, let's take a look at this. And periodically you wanna stop and look at it and see what do you want more what appears to be wax. Thank goodness we've only got 3. You can add more candles, you can have only 1, but this is our project at hand is 3. So we're just gonna keep going till we get this 3rd one. Not yet. All right, let's see. And okay, let's see here. This may or may not be finished. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, put that off to the side. So now we've got our 3 candles that are pretty much situated now. And I'm just pulling off some of the glue strings that are in the way of putting in the tea light. I don't know if you're able to see them, but they're right here. We're just gonna pull them. And, all right. So with the glue added as wax, this is the point where you would decide if you choose to paint or add glitter to your candles. So this is the one that we cut a little more than the circumference, so it's very loose. This obviously fits more snug. These began as green candles, or pool noodles really, and then this was the top half of the blue one that we painted. So at this point is when you would decide on these if you want to paint them or not. Painting, depending on number of coats and the saturation that you want, it could take up to 24 hours to dry. For this project, I'm not painting them. We're just gonna go with them as they are. So let me get these out of the way. All right, so these are, all right, so we're gonna attach them to a plate that was provided in the kit. If you want a larger plate as the one shown earlier in the finished product, that's considered a charger. We're only supplying just a small plate for this particular demonstration, and it's up to you once you do it on your own how you proceed. But we will adhere these, and you can figure out on the plate if you want them centered, if you want them more to one side or toward the back, and you can look at them in different angles and see what you may think looks good or better. And let's see. I'm gonna go, this one looks all right. Yeah, why not? All right, let's go with it. And let me get some of our greenery here. You can add greenery, you can add just about anything you choose. Again, it's personal preference, and depending on the time of year that you're trying to have this for, it may be Valentine's Day in February, it could be a fall event, but it's all up to you and how you want it to reflect your everyday decor. It's creative and imaginative to your limitations. So let's see if we can get these fixed. And you can certainly use real materials. These are obviously artificial, but they'll serve the purpose. And let's push you in here. You can have them on the plate, off the plate, doesn't matter. You want them all the way around, you want something everywhere, it's all your choice. So we're gonna adhere these to the plate so they don't move. Let's see here. And as you're doing this, obviously you want to be very careful not to put your finger in the hot glue. So I'm going to leave this one over here. Well, yeah, we'll put it on the side. All right, so let's, all right, glue is out of the way. And we had one fall off, so we've got one. We just need to try and glue back on. Let's put you right there. That looks good. All right. So now I'm gonna call this done. But again, if you chose to, you would have painted or added any other embellishment to the candles before adhering them to the plate. And at least now you can move this without worry that you're gonna lose the items or they're gonna topple. And where did my candle go? Let's pull you. So just for fun, we're going to, now you do have the option with this to permanently attach these inside. By doing that, you're not going to be able to turn them on or change the battery. So you may or may not want to do that. We do not, for the sole idea of being able to change the battery. That one looks like it's dying. But hopefully yours will have fresh batteries in it. And if you don't mind the blue, we're going to put this one in here. And you can see there are 3 of them lit. And that's your project. So thank you for joining us today. Hopefully you found it enlightening, maybe even entertaining. And you will hopefully look for additional videos to post. We do have some crafting ideas and books that will follow this video. We also have a written list of supplies posted underneath our video on YouTube so that you don't have to scramble to figure out what you may or may not need for this project. Again, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you.